Hello there. Today we are going to be creating a bonsai pomegranate forest grouping. We have a gentleman in from Indonesia who will be helping us. This is Mark de Cruz of Ma-Ke Bonsai. We start by preparing the pot and the plastic labels so that we can label the forest or the trees of the forest and kind of place them generally where we would like the trees to be in our composition. We're using 5 trees in this composition. We kind of mark them on a template of the tray that we had drawn earlier. And the first task that we do is take the trees out of the pot and reduce the root balls so that they will fit onto the forest tray that we'll be using. These ones have been a little overgrown, and so they're slightly tough to remove. We save the moss because we'll be using the moss later on in the composition. Towards the end you will see how we use it. We start by removing all the moss off the trunk and then creating a taper at the top so that we can see the nebari. We cut away all the fine roots so that the roots are ready to grow back fast, and generally reduce the root ball as we go along. We use a chopstick, a metal chopstick in this particular case, to help remove the soil from the side and the top. Once we remove the soil, then we can cut away the fine roots. We have to reduce the size of the root ball so that it's something like the size of a biggish apple. You cut away, you remove the soil and then cut the roots off. It's much easier to work that way. Carry on with the rest of the trees till you got root balls for all of them, and once that is done, you prepare your pot, flatten all the wires down so that you can start placing the balls on the tray. Place your first tree just off center. Remember to look at the plan that you had drawn out earlier, and then place the rest of the trees so that they match what you had in the plan. Check to see that it looks fine, that the root ball sizes are right. Make a quick drawing of it in a 3D relief so that you remember which branches go where when you start removing. Remove the trees from the tray, and at this time you can start adding the soil, bonsai soil, into the tray. Make a layer at the bottom of the tray. Cover up the base ring of the tray that we had made. Now place your trees again, starting with the primary tree. Wire it in gently. Don't tie it into position now. Place the other trees so that they start matching the maps that you had created earlier. And once you have all the trees in position, you can begin wiring them in place. It's a good idea to take a photograph and double check against the photograph to see that you've got all your trees in position. That way you make less mistakes. And this is particularly helpful when you have quite a number of trees, especially if there are 20-25 of them. Then it makes quite a difference to the amount of time it can take to creating one of these bonsai forests. Now that you have all the trees in position, use your gin plier and tighten them up into place. And once you have them in place, you can top them up with the bonsai soil. Make sure that the root balls are firmly in position, and that they don't move. Topping up the soil should only commence once you're sure that the trees are not moving on the tray. Very cool. So what we have to remember is that we got this as the peak, and then we got this, the rain comes down like that. So they're called gullies. Yeah, so we cover up till the nebaris.
Oh, okay.
And this is sphagnum moss, so it keeps the soil from running, but also it helps me grow that green moss very well. Otherwise the green moss doesn't stick, it just falls off. So let's carry on doing this. Then you use this spatula, this little thing, and flatten it down. So it comes just below the rim. But you always have maintain a slope. So you maintain a slope, okay?
Okay.
And also try and remember these gullies. And then the really nice bit is when we start putting the moss around. Yeah? And I use the tweezer. And the thing is that when you bring another piece together, you stitch it into it. So first of all, remove the soil from the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too thick. And then when you put it together, make sure that they stitch into each other.
Oh, okay.
And then remember to keep those gullies in between. So you'll have this moss forming, but little like mounds. So use different types of moss if you can, yeah, because it looks quite natural and more lovely.
I'm coming from far away, from Indonesia, 13 hours flight, and then just for this lesson with Mr. Mark about a bonsai, how to make a grouping in bonsai. I learned a lot of things from him. He is really master of this. So my profession is I'm a businessman. I just want to learn about bonsai, make me curious, and then I found out about him in YouTube. And straightly I asked my daughter here to book a course with him. Maybe I will take a course of mastering of the bonsai. Thank you.
Thank
to
you.
Mr. Mark. Ya, saya belajar ini dengan Mr. Mark khusus mengenai bonsai. Jauh dari Indonesia datang ke London hanya untuk belajar bonsai dengan Mr. Mark. Dan saya pelajari banyak hal yang saya tidak temukan di dalam buku-buku yang ada, tapi di dalam pelajaran daripada Mr. Max, saya mendapat banyak hal yang saya temukan. Terima kasih Mr. Max.
Thank you very much.